welcome to this webinar, which is really an introduction to the energy of money. I'm imagining that there are people here with quite a different, a wide range of experience or exposure to this concept of the energy of money and what that's about and what difference it makes. Why is it something even to be interested in? So I'd really like to introduce you to it and show you why it's an important thing and what it can do for you. So I'm Sarah McCrum. I'm the author of the book, Love Money, Money Loves You. Can I have a quick, let me just go onto gallery view and see, of those of you who are on video at least, how many of you have read or come across the book, Love Money, Money Loves You? Just put up your hand. Okay, almost everybody there, and some more who are hidden. Excellent, that's helpful for me to know. That means that you probably have more knowledge than, or probably quite a lot of knowledge, so I will bear that in mind. What I want to explore today in a very simple way is how you can have a healthy and productive relationship with money that works even in financially unstable times. We're all aware that the future is very unpredictable at the moment, but it definitely doesn't feel like we're in a period of financial stability, and that's different in different countries, but I would say it's pretty much a global phenomenon. And we have to think differently in that kind of situation. In my view, I have myself prepared all the time to be able to be outstandingly successful because there are extraordinary opportunities in a world like we live in today, and to lose everything. And I know that if I could handle losing everything, and I could handle being outstandingly successful in something, and I'm not afraid of either, within reason, like it's easy to say I'm not afraid, and when things happen it can be pretty scary. But if I know that I've got the fundamental inner wiring to be able to meet those two extremes and anything that's in between them, I'm in really good shape for whatever is going to happen, because it is going to create a lot of opportunity for some people, and it may be very tough for some of us at times. But if we have this, what I call inner technology of how the energy of money works in our human, very kind of gritty sometimes existence, then we are extremely well prepared for the best life. Really, this is about creating a great life. I think many of us feel that this time that we're living in is a time that we've been called to, that this is the time that we were born to live through. You can feel somehow this sense of now is the time where certain things can change that have been prevalent and not positive for potentially thousands of years and certainly generations. Now is the time for that to change. And of course, where there's very big change, which is what we're talking about, there can be also a lot of unsettlement, let's say. We all know through processes of personal change how unsettling it can be. So if you're the person who can handle everything, who has inner peace, who's able to experience joy and abundance even when resources are tight, or when you're in a temporary period of contraction on the way to expansion. And if you're the person who from every experience of pressure grows, then you will be a pillar of your community, whatever kind of community you have. You will be the person who other people will come to, and they will say, how do you do that? How do you manage? How are you so strong? How are you able to create such great results? How are you able to do something that is helping other people when other people are trying to figure out how to manage themselves? And I think that that's a good place to be in today's world. So that's really the essence of the work that I do. And it's the essence of what we're going to be exploring today. And the idea of that is that you are able to become more and more your true self. So the more you become who you really are and stop living from what other people think you ought to be, the more you can find your own inner strength and the more you can fulfill your own personal vision. And this is something that I feel is very important. Every one of us is unique and we have quite different visions. Some people have huge visions. Some people have a vision for a happy family, which is in a way as huge as anything else and not an easy thing to achieve in today's world. And I don't think that there is any value in comparing visions. To me, the value is in knowing yourself and knowing who you are and what you are about contributing, because your contribution is a part of everybody else's contribution. And I have the experience, because my vision is very expansive, of more and more meeting all these people all over the world who are doing extraordinary pieces. Their piece is a part of my piece and my piece is a part of their piece. And I also had actually a really nice experience recently. I was in Croatia, spent a lot of time with my husband's family. He has 5 brothers and sisters, and seeing families that where the children were brought up in a simple, happy, stable environment, and seeing the effect of that on those children, and those 2 children whose parents, they were from Bosnia, were displaced by the most horrific civil war. To see the effect of a stable family environment on children growing up in a different country from their culture of origin is one of the most impactful, I would say, things that I've seen. We get so used to hearing all the stories of disturbed families and all the terrible things that go on in families, but actually just to see a happy family and realize what a contribution that is, and stable kids who know what they want to do in their life and are on the path to doing it, that's a really beautiful thing. So to me, this is very inclusive, what we're talking about, and all of us are a part of all of what we're doing. Okay, and if you think like that, then you need to have an understanding of the energy of money. So for those of you who don't really know me already, I'll just tell you a little bit about how it is that I even come to be speaking about this. I spent 22 years training with Chinese masters, essentially, I would say, in the early days, a desperate quest to figure out what life was about. My sister had died at the age of 28, I was 30, and the view of life that I had before didn't hold up anymore. And so I had to find some different answers. And that's what drove me, I think, for many years to do this research and training and learning and changing the way I lived, changing my understanding of life. And the Chinese way is very much about energy. And so I spent 22 years learning about energy, teaching people about energy, and cultivating my own energy as well as that of other people's. In 2010, I had a very painful experience energetically, which was that my business in London failed. And it was very shortly after that that I found myself writing messages from money, literally. It was like I was writing in my journal, and actually my pen was writing, and the words that were coming through my pen it described itself as money talking to me about what it really is. And that's where I learned that money is an energy. Said in the very, very first thing that I wrote, I am an energy, I'm very powerful and beautiful. And so I was introduced to money as a beautiful energy, which was not my understanding before. Before, it was an energy that I did my best to ignore, which is probably part of the reason why the business failed in the end. I didn't know how to engage with it. I knew how to engage with doing good for people and providing service, but I didn't love the money part. And I think a lot of us in that business were like that. So I've spent probably 23 years teaching people about energy. And once I started receiving those messages from money, which is what turned into the book, Love Money, Money Loves You, I've also been teaching people about this energy of money. So it's an energy that we turn into notes and coins and credit cards and bank accounts and transactions and contracts and all of that. that's our modern expression of it. It is evolving. And the direction that money evolves is really, really important, I would say, for the direction of this planet. And if we let it continue to evolve as more of the same, but just more sophisticated, we lose a huge opportunity to contribute to it evolving into a system that is fundamentally based on love and abundance and generosity and aligned with nature. Because actually, the energy of money is a part of life, and it is a loving energy. It is the energy of abundance, not scarcity. It is the energy of the generosity of life itself. It's also the energy of manifestation and materialization, and ultimately creation, of things going from being pure energy, invisible, to tangible material that can be moved between people through our systems of exchange. Okay, so I've been teaching people about that. And what's very interesting when you teach people about the energy of money is you learn about how to have a good relationship with money, which then starts to fold into, how do I have a good relationship with life? Because money, in a way, is our materialization. It's where spiritual meets material. Money is the representative of material in our world. We use it as a kind of proxy for, if I want to sell this cup, money stands between me and the person who's going to buy it. It's the proxy for the material. And so money is kind of like the essence of this material world in a way. And so it's very interesting when you start to learn about it in this way. You start to change your relationship with life. You change your relationship with yourself, with other people, and with everything that you can relate to. So it's kind of like you go into the heart of the devil, and that's actually where you find love and joy and abundance and all kinds of things that were never supposed to be there. That was my experience. And then the other thing that I do, as a result of this knowledge, I have ended up completely against my expectation, becoming a business innovator. And so I am the co-founder of a business called Love To, which is a way of bringing large-scale capital to the grassroots people who create real value in the world. So the people who regenerate our ecosystems, people who improve human health and well-being, the people at the grassroots who do the good things that make life better and usually have no funding, no support for doing that. So we're bringing the large-scale institutional funding to those people, which I consider to be a part of changing our narrative about money. And that's my work, and is increasingly creating a lot of opportunity, or will create a lot of opportunity for other people to work in this way that is aligned with the energy of money. Okay. So let's just, actually, maybe you could help me with this. Let's just have a look at what are the typical challenges that business owners have in their relationship with money. And if there's anything you'd like to write in the chat, you can write for yourself or for people you know. What are the challenges you see that people have, especially in business, small businesses or any size of business, in their relationship with money? What are the problems? What are the things that keep them awake at night? What are the things that get them stuck? Yeah, never having enough. And that can be at any level, can't it, Joanna? That can be somebody who's running $1 million turnover business, or a $50 million or a $50,000 business. That there's always more. There's a need always for more. Fear of things not working. Yeah, that's a fear that we all have to live with. What if this doesn't work? The constant risk that people are in, and a fear of losing everything. Yep. And the more money you have, the bigger that fear gets. People often who have very little money don't understand that fear because they're so close to the edge, they're used to it. But you can get so used to it that you actually don't even want to have more because you start to be afraid of losing it. Really interesting. Attracting the right kind of clients, yes, absolutely, which to me is very much about really having the impact you want to have. If you work with the right clients, you're able to make more impact. If you work with the wrong clients, you're just doing it for money, that's no fun, and you're not able to do what you're best equipped to do. Yeah, attracting the patients, taking time to budget and looking at money and understanding the flow of money. So yeah, dealing with the mechanics of money, Michelle, and actually being interested in it. That's really challenging, especially if your business is more a service type business. A lot of people don't really want to look at the money bit. Yes, Paul, looking stupid, looking foolish, making mistakes. That's good that you turned that around. Okay, yeah, fear that clients won't be happy with service and then will want refunds, so that messes up your money flows. Fear of losing relationships. Yes, that's I think that's a really challenging one. A lot of people have been betrayed in especially if they've done slightly larger scale business. They've had so many difficult relationships, and then often when you're in business, it's so consuming of your time and energy that your family and the people close to you can feel that they've been completely left out. And that causes a lot of challenges. So part of our quest here is, how do I, as a business owner, live in a way that is a reflection of that abundance and generosity and love that is the energy of money? Because if I say, oh my goodness, this energy is so abundant, but I am working so hard that I don't have time for my family or for whatever is important for me, that's not really abundance. That's a very limited form of abundance. So I look at, how can I live a rich life, rich in many dimensions? And look, this is a work in progress. This is not read the book, now I've got it. This is something that we can learn and move towards over our entire lifetime. Like, how do I make my relationship with my partner better and better, stronger and stronger, more and more fulfilling? How do I make my relationship with money better and better, stronger and stronger, more and more fulfilling? That's a good way. Yeah, fear that the money will dry up. Self-worth, trusting yourself, pricing services, yes. Limitations and old conditioning from family, yeah, those are things that can really, really hold you back. And you often don't even know what it is. There's just some story running inside. You have no idea what it is, but you find yourself freaking out about something, which has, and it has nothing to do with the thing, really. It has something to do with some old wiring inside you. Teresa, thank you for naming that, thinking that just working harder will solve everything. Or make it, and then it feels like you deserve it more, and then you wonder why it doesn't come in proportionately. And then you look at very wealthy people and you think, well, they can't be working 100 times more than I am. That just doesn't make sense. Very important topic there. Yes, Susan, this cyclical nature. I reach the next level and then always think you'll have enough room, and then you hit a bump, and then yes, that's right, way better off than you were, but the risk never goes away. I think that that's right. And maybe perhaps we've become somewhat risk averse in society, but perhaps that risk is also what keeps us alive, keeps us awake, keeps us dancing. That's one of the things I've learned with the energy of money, is those things that we're most afraid of, those pressure points, those are our points where we can grow the most. And so that gives us an inner strength and resilience that we don't have when we're afraid of losing things. When I let it be easy, money flows more than I learnt. Yeah, fear that I'll have to work hard and sacrifice everything. Oh my goodness, I so relate to that, Joanna. That's probably been my biggest fear over the years, that I sacrifice everything, essentially including myself and everything that's valuable to me. And I face that also is an iterative thing. I get through one layer and then there's another layer. So we all have these hidden fears. And you know what I think underlies a lot of these fears is actually deep misunderstandings about money. A lot of which, in my view, have come through our religious and spiritual understandings, which have split being a good person, so doing good, contributing, from money, which is crazy if you think about it, because if you're doing good, if you're contributing something valuable in the world, those are the businesses we want to be the most successful. That means they need to have the most money flowing through them, as well as everything else, not only money, but they should be in a right society. They should be the wealthiest businesses on the planet. And at the moment, the businesses that are doing best are businesses that are associated with death, not with life. Interesting. Things like, obviously, weapons, military. I was watching a webinar not long ago, and the highest performing business in one particular sector of investment was a Chinese whiskey, and has been very high performing since COVID. What does that tell us if that's the highest performing share? Very, very interesting. Yes, the Catholic thing, brought up as a Catholic, and poverty is piety. Poverty will bring you closer to God. If you look in the East as well, poverty, being a monk, not involving with money, taking other people's money actually, and making them involved with money so you can keep yourself pure. Can you see what's happening to our subtle psychology? That is not a good place to be. So we need to do something so that we're not living with this fear, with the stress and worry about money, with the feeling that we can lose everything, or that we're somehow going to be let down, or we're going to be betrayed, and all these other issues that you have raised here. And also this major thing about the feeling that there's not enough. I did a survey back in January, and the biggest topic that came out at every level of money, I had people who were broke and people who are running successful businesses and people with inheritances. Not enough to do the things that I really want. Not enough to pay the bills. Not enough to take my children on holiday. Not enough to give to the charities I'd like to give to. Not enough to invest in the businesses I'd like to invest in. Not enough to do the next stage of my business in the way that I would like to do it. I want more. Okay. And then we tend to feel guilty about wanting more because we've been taught that wanting more is greedy very often. And so there are all these kind of like accelerators and brakes working at the same time in our system. We're driven by this desire for more, and then the brakes come in and say, don't be greedy, you can't do that, that's not right, you'll turn into a rich person, you'll be all those kinds of things. Yes, Joanna, I agree with you that people spending money to drink their way through a very challenging time is not a good sign of a society. That's not a good marker of a society. So I would like to live in a society where the markers, where capital is allocated, where people are spending their money, where people are doing business, are valuable for life. So those things are the things that are valuable for life are valued in our world. To me, that's the right thing. And then if people want to drink and do the other destructive things, there will always be that. But I would like to live in a world where that's not the center, that's the outlier. And the heart of it is that we are built around, we are structured around valuing life and valuing what's valuable for life. Okay, so the way that I have found to shift, first of all, my consciousness around this topic, and then through my teaching to shift other people's consciousness around this topic, and then through my business, Love To, that I described very briefly, to create a system at scale that enables us to value what's valuable for life and do business that's valuable for life and bring money and capital to what's valuable for life. The key to all of this has been my understanding of the energy of money. And all of that essentially has come from my book, Love Money, Money Loves You. And it has come from putting into practice what I learned in the book and then sharing it with other people and watching them put it into practice, watching what works, and what doesn't work, and then applying it in business and seeing what works and what doesn't work, and learning and iterating and finding the essence of money. What is this energy that is so powerful in our world that it will drive people crazy, and it will drive people to suicide, and it will drive people to do things that they would have never imagined it was possible to do, and that almost everybody in the world has some hunger for, some desire for, even when there are all the complications and fears around it? What is the essence of this thing that we call money? I'd like to play you a recording. Some of you will be very familiar with this, but I think that it always bears hearing again. This is a recording of the very first message I received from money. And to me, this is what started the change of understanding what the essence of money is. This was money's first message to me, and it was basically what it wanted to show me about itself. This is what money would like to say to you. I would like to tell you to love me. Smile at me. Collect me. Enjoy me. Feel my power. Spend me. Invest me. Give me. Pay with me. Take me. I am an energy. I'm very powerful and beautiful. I'm an incredible web of connections. I am light. You're too afraid of me, as you are of many things. You can open up and embrace me fully into your life. It's not too late. You can start now. Just open yourself and say yes. Be brave. Love me. Love yourself so you can accept my power, my glory, my light, my beauty. I'm not the devil. I never have been. I'm a glorious being of light. I connect human beings with each other. I'm so flexible. You can use me to channel your creativity. Just go ahead. I'm waiting for you. You must open your heart. You're too rigid, too afraid, and there's nothing to be afraid of. You will win not only me, but life also. I'm always here to help you. Just accept me, and I'll come to you very quickly. You've chosen to have more. There's a lot of me waiting for you. Don't wait. Just take me. I will love you. So, holding that energy in your being, if we think of all those things that come up, all those challenges around money that come up for people in business, let's sum up some of them as being essentially that worry and fear and stress around money and sacrifice. If you had a relationship with the money that was in the video, would you feel the same stress and worry and fear and sacrifice and all those other things? Susan says no. Just feel into it. If, yes, Joanna, that was so beautiful, I would just feel supported. Yeah. But just feel into it. Feel into the things that worry you and that you're afraid of, but bring that energy to those things and ask yourself what happens then. If money is a beautiful energy that is so available to us, it's just that we've been afraid, we've been rigid, we've closed it out, we've misunderstood, we've also been very badly taught. But if it's actually a beautiful energy that is truly available to all of us, do we really need to be afraid? Do we really need to be stressed about it? Yes, your heart can open. That's the love piece. It says, I would like to tell you to love me. And just take me. Don't be afraid, just take me. I will love you. It is an energy of love. Now you can decide for yourself whether you believe what was in that video. In the early days, I struggled sometimes. It's like, maybe it's not true. But there's something in it that resonates so deeply and rings so true to me and has proven itself over and over and over again. And in fact, what I've proven is it's when I forget that it doesn't work. And when I remember it, it works. So when I forget it, I shut out that energy. It's like shutting out my partner. They can't reach me. But when I remember, it works exactly the way that it describes. And it is such a relief because it frees your energy then to be able to make sensible decisions, whether you're in debt and you need to get out of it. Spinning around in fear and stress is never going to get you out of debt. But knowing that there is a way and that money is available and that you can find that path, and having the patience with yourself to be able to do that and go all the way until the debt is paid off and you're saving. I've seen so many people do that. That is very different from spinning your wheels with stress and worry and fear and never really tackling the problem. Or if you have a business that you want to grow and you always feel like you're stuck, whatever money comes in, it always has to go to something. You have the bandwidth, if you're not stressed and worried and afraid of losing, you have the bandwidth to make the decisions that will enable you to grow the business. And also, you have what I could call the stressed bandwidth. You freed yourself up from that basic stress so you can handle the stress of change. There is some stress with change. But if you're fundamentally okay inside, that becomes a tension that produces the change. If you're totally stressed from the center outwards, change will just push you over the edge. So this is how we become strong and resilient and powerful in our relationship with money, is by freeing our core essential self so that we can handle the tension of growth and expansion and change, which is a natural way of living. There's always going to be tension, but we don't have to be stressed around it. Okay? So that's the first part. And you know how you start to do that? You start to do that by learning to relax. I teach relaxation to every single person who works with me, and it's the starting point of everything. Because when you start to relax, you have space in you. You actually are able to receive more energy. You become more receptive, and everything starts to work better. So the simple solution to all of that stress is relaxation. Okay. Now, let's look at this not enough issue. It came up in several different examples, not enough to do what you want. Can you imagine now, find some of your areas of not enoughness, whether it's you, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not deserving enough, I'm not good enough at business. That was always my thing. I'm no good at business. Business isn't my thing. You're not good enough, or not enough money, not enough resources, not enough people, not enough time. They're all connected. And bring the energy of that recording to your not enough. What happens when you're in this energy of abundance, of generosity, of expansiveness, of ease, of beauty, of grace? What happens to you on the inside? Can you see that from this place, you might be able to be very clear about what you want in such a way that you can ask for it, and that your energy might be so free that you could actually receive it as well? Many people that I meet are not really clear what they want. It is, I want more money. They're like, here you are, have $1. That's more money. No, 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 I don't want $1. I want more money. They're not clear what they want. And so they don't receive it because the energy of money literally cannot deliver it. And many people who know what they want actually close themselves to receiving it. They're so stressed about getting it. They're working so hard to get what they want. Your business goals, you work so hard to reach your goals that you actually close your energy field. You get tense and stressed, which means you close up, and that energy and the money actually can't get in. It's all there, it's all lined up around you, and it can't get in because of the tension. Okay. So we need to understand what money is. That really comes through my book more than anything. It explains what it is and how it works and how to relate with it and how to solve all of these problems. And at the heart of it is how to ask for what you want and how to receive what you want. So this understanding of money is really the solution to all of the not enough. Once you understand it, you can always come back to that understanding. And even if you're experiencing, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough patience. Okay, let's come back to this beautiful, loving, generous, abundant energy and find that. And then from there, you can manifest literally more time, more patience, more clients, more whatever it is that you need. It really is actually as simple as that. And at the same time, I know that when we feel very tense, it doesn't feel simple. And so we need to find the way to be able to click into that, to tune into that time and time and time again, until it becomes our natural response to challenges, to not enoughness. So we've had the stress, worry, fear, we've had the not enough. The other piece, which I think a lot of your comments were related to, is how to align money and success with doing good, with actually making impact. Some of you, maybe you're a healer or you're a coach or you have some business that helps people. How do you align success? How do you make it okay to have lots of clients and then to have too many clients? So you have to change the way you do business. And then to have too many clients again, so you have to start training people. And then to have too many clients again, so you need to create bigger and better systems all the time. How do we get to there rather than keeping yourself small so that you don't annoy God and you don't become a greedy person and you don't become a horrible, arrogant, nasty, rich person and you don't do whatever those stories are that you learned when you were a child? What's the answer to that? To me, the answer to that is when we resolve the conflict within ourselves that makes it look like doing good and making money shouldn't go together. So again, when we understand the true nature of money, and when we start to experience the harmonization that happens inside us, this unity of the two parts of ourselves, this integration of the polarity of doing good and making money, good and evil. When we can integrate those and allow making money to be an expression of doing good, then you can grow your impact. Then you can grow whatever it is that you do that is valuable in the world, valuable for other people, and you can grow it however and as much as you want. So I'm not here to tell anyone you should run a $5 million or a 1 million or 100 million or $1 billion business. That's up to you. You are a free agent in your business. But what I want to show you is that when you have a healthy relationship with money, you can make those choices. You can take the decisions that will get you there. You can reject all the distractions that will stop you from getting there. You can handle your emotional self so that you can handle the journey of getting there. And you can experience joy and inner peace and other beautiful experiences on the way. You don't have to wait until you get there. This is not a, if I do all the right things now, I'll experience joy later. It's if I have the right relationship with money now, I will experience joy and peace and beauty in my life, and I will bring those to my work. I will bring them to my business. I will do better business as a result, and I will get better results as a result too. Okay. So that's the essence of why the energy of money is important and why your relationship with the energy of money is so central in your life, whether you're a person who's ignored money all your life, or who loves it but is afraid of it, or who already has a lot of it, or any other variation. And this holds whatever your financial circumstances and whatever is going to happen in the future. So if you hit a very scary situation in your life, if you have a relationship with the energy of money that is based in love, you will find the abundance that will help you through that situation. Whether it's literally food, survival, or whether it's having enough people to manage your rapidly scaling business, you will be ready for whatever comes. And that is a far more resilient, strong position than being ready for success, but totally scared of failure. But I've experienced business failure, and you can handle it, and many people do, and I learned a lot from it, and I would never be here if I hadn't. And being afraid of it stops you from doing the things that will make your business successful. So if you're not afraid of failure, you're not afraid of losing everything, and you're not afraid of success, and you're not afraid of being a really bright light in your life and in other people's lives, then you're strong, you're powerful, and you can contribute a great deal of goodness to a world that most desperately needs it, I would say. So I'm going to let the rest of the hour be for questions. I just have one thing that I'd like to drop in here. So if you're interested in learning more about this beyond what you can learn in the book, if you want to apply this in your business, I run a program called Thank You Money, which is a 1-year program. I'm not going to tell you all about it now because it's quite a big program as a 1-year program, and it takes a long time to go through it, and everyone has different questions. So we have a PDF which has all the information in it, everything from the why to do it, who it's for, down to what the individual modules are, all the parts of the modules, the calendar is in there, the pricing is in there, everything is in there. So it's like a little downloadable brochure that tells you all the things that you should need to know. And it is far better that you go and digest that, having got a taste of the energy of money. Go and digest what Thank You Money is. And then if you have questions, you can book a discovery call, and then you can ask the questions that remain after that. There's quite a lot of material on my YouTube channel and on my website, liberatehumanity.com, if you feel like, oh, I want to know more, but you will find links in the PDF as well. We've got people talking about their experience of Thank You Money. We've got some longer interviews with people talking about their journey with money. So if you're a person who likes to dig really deep before making a decision, that's all available. If you're somebody who's very spontaneous, it's like, oh, I like the sound of this, I just want to get on with it, read the PDF, click the link for your currency, and you can go straight ahead. You can start it right away. That's one thing you do need to know. And I hope that you'll find everything you need there, and then just book a discovery call if you want that. So Catalina, let's just put the link for discovery calls and share the PDF here, if you could, so you can download the PDF right away if you like. You can book a discovery call right away now if you know that you want to do it and you know you're going to have some questions, but please make sure you read the PDF first, because we have really put a lot of information together there. Okay, so that's Thank You Money. That's the bigger solution that enables you to make this change without being on your own, in an amazing community, very supportive community, and to practice it in a safe environment, because I tend to be there to help pick up the pieces when things go wrong. And I'm quite good at solving problems and helping people to get quick results and all of that kind of thing. Yes, okay, so let's turn over to questions now. Yes, Joanna, we do run the book club. You can actually sign up for the book club at any time. If you want to do courses about money, the book club is a 1-month book club. It's just literally, it takes you through the book and gives you exercises and things to do. And that runs all the time. Thank You Money is the main program about money. Okay, so if money is the thing, if it's something else you want to learn about, I do have a leadership program, which is bundled with Thank You Money, or rather Thank You Money gets bundled with it. You have to do Thank You Money to do it's called the Leading Edge. That's really for community leaders. Can be a coaching community, can be a local community, but you must have that more expanded sense of being an influencer on other people. It's not a personal development program, it's more of a leadership program. So the Leading Edge will start in November. We're not, and if you wanted to do something more advanced, do Thank You Money first, because you have to do Thank You Money to be able to do the Leading Edge. Okay. Amy, you're doing, so I'm about to run an advanced course on the Shift Network. What's the difference between the advanced course and Thank You Money? Thank You Money, the Shift Network course is 18 weeks long. Therefore, it's kind of it enables us to get a taste into all different parts of this relationship with money. Thank You Money is a whole year, so it's a deeper immersion. It's much more thorough, and there's a big community around it. I think, Amy, like I've had people who've done the advanced course, I ran it 3 years ago, and then went on to do Thank You Money afterwards. One of the things about this, and this is where you have to make your own decision, is that every time you dip into it at the level where you are. So I can see people sitting here. In fact, I can see somebody sitting here who's doing the Shift course I'm running at the moment, the beginner's course, but he's done lots of things with me before. But I know that what he'll be getting now will be for where he is now. So every time we touch into the energy of money, we approach it from now. So I think, Amy, the real thing is I would get the PDF and sense into what feels like the right solution for you, because it's very difficult to say exactly this one for this or this one for that. They have different, the main difference is in the length, the depth, and the community. Okay, the Thank You Money community is very rich. We run there are community activities available every week, so you can get together with other people and learn and deepen your skills in a much deeper way than we can in the breakouts in the Shift Advanced course. That's a very important part of it. And my sessions are just coaching. So the core material is pre-recorded. You can do that in your own time. And then I just coach every week, all the time I coach. Okay. Joanna, do I run any events in the UK? I did before COVID. We ran 2 years running. We ran retreats in the UK. I may be coming to the UK in November. If you know anyone who can organize something for me, I probably don't have a lot of capacity to organize it right now. I would happily run a retreat in the UK. My mum's there and I need to come and see her. So yes, I would love to do that. I've probably got quite a few clients who would come because I have quite a lot of Europeans on my list. So I think we could get people to come to it. So yeah, definitely, if you think that that's a possibility, let me know. You're welcome if you want to ask a question by raising your hand. You can raise your hand and ask. You don't have to ask in the chat. Let me just see if there are any others. I will be providing a recording. We'll send it out within the next 24 hours. Yeah, any other questions that you have today? Okay, let's just take a few moments then. I'll come to your question in a moment, Teresa. Let's just take a few moments to drop once again into this very beautiful, loving, generous energy of money. And reflect for a moment what your biggest challenge is around money right now. And have the sense that you're bringing that challenge to this energy. And bringing this energy to the challenge. See what happens when your problems, challenges you often feel like problems, meet the true energy of money. Because if you can feel the potential that you have for strength and wisdom and powerful decision making and for growth and success in whatever you're doing, not only at the financial level, but at the level of really satisfied clients who love what you do because they benefit from it so much, of a team that runs really well because of the way that you're able to operate with them, of a business that's always able to find the resources it needs when it needs or wants more, when it's ready to grow, of a relationship with money that you love, that feels comfortable, where you can ask for money because you know that what you're providing to the person who's going to pay you is more valuable, even more valuable than the money they're going to give you, which is a little piece of freedom. You can then choose what you do with that money. Just feel the power of a relationship with money that is healthy and productive and creative, not just creative in the imagination, but creating on the ground new things that benefit people. That's creativity. A life lived well, where you're thriving and flourishing, and where you're not sacrificing yourself because you're experiencing abundance. And where, yes, you do experience tension and you do experience contraction sometimes, but you know what's going on. You know that that's your growth point, that you're getting stronger, and therefore you handle it. And the leadership that emerges from that, the self-leadership that translates into leadership through example, where people feel safe around you because they can feel in their being how you operate from the inside and how you deliver on the outside. To me, that is a healthy relationship with money that enables you to live a rich life, a genuinely rich life in many different dimensions. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just look at Teresa's question. Teresa, I have very, very little experience about EFT or tapping. I know that people use it very often to deal with the stress and tension of things, and I think to deal with old stories that run. And if it works, if it helps you to relax, that's great. Relaxation is very, very important. So I would see that as a modality or a technique that you can have in your toolbox, so to speak, that can help you in any situation that you meet, if you find it helpful. Everybody, you need to build your own toolbox. I teach some tools, but there are plenty of tools out there. The key for me is, where are you applying your tools? Are you walking in the direction in your life that is aligned with who you are, and that is creating value in the world, and that is being rewarded for the value that you create, and that is richly satisfying for you and for the people around you? And then whatever helps you to do that is good. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions at all, support@sarahmccrum.com is our support email. We'll send out an email with the recording and with the PDF, a link to the discovery calls, and probably a couple of other links of things that you can look at if you're interested to find out more. And if this is resonating with you, I would love you to join Thank You Money, because it is actually a very rich experience for all of us. So thank you very much for joining me today.